A very good welcome to you. Welcome to the Commodities and Futures Speed webinar for Monday, the 3rd of August 2015, new line. We have long-term bear pause warnings in no commodities this week, full stop, new line. We have long-term bull horns warnings in the following commodities, new line. Gold, new line. HELH, lean hogs, new line. KC, coffee, new line. LB, lumber, new line. PL, platinum, new line. SB, sugar, new line. ZO, oats, new line. We have short-term bear pause warnings in no commodities this week, full stop, new line. Actually, we do have some in the fixed interest market, namely ZB and the European fixed interest rate products, particularly the Germans. Just scratch what I said just then. It wasn't about short term or long term. We have short term bear pause warnings in fixed interest products, full stop, new line, EBI, German Bund, new line. EBM, German Bobble, new line. TQ, US, ZB, which is the US 30 Treasury bonds, full stop, new line. In the US 30-year Treasury bonds, we can see the momentum on the monthlies is waning to the downside. We've had 1 month of rally, full stop, new line, and it's not quite given us any real clear indications as to whether we should be shorting. We have thought that it could rally back up here, but the possibility is a rally also towards 163, full stop, new line. Both the weekly and the daily charts and the volume are showing us that we shouldn't be too excited about selling it just yet. We have short-term bull horns warnings in the following commodities, new line. CL, crude oil, new line. It had another dive down last night, so maybe this one will be the one where we pick up some divergence, but it's no real need to get too excited unless it breaks above 49.35, full stop, new line. HG copper, new line. This is forming a descending triangle, and its rally was tragically not very useful, full stop, new line. So I'd wait for another go towards the lower targets. Volume is actually being ugly the last couple of weeks with strong marching volume to the downside, full stop, new line. Maybe we're near a capitulation, but it doesn't look like that on the weeklies, full stop, new line. Heating oil, new line. This continued downwards on heavy volume, so probably best to leave these alone and leave well enough alone, full stop, new line. It appears like Iran is really getting ready to turn on the taps of officially selling crude oil to the rest of the world, full stop, new line. Lumber, new line. Lumber, new line. Not a very good month so far this month. It's had a 2-month rally and another decline, so we'd expect new lows to happen. Down towards 241, full stop new line. So if you feel like being short lumber, you can do so with a stop above 2.58, targeting 2.41, full stop new line. RBOB gasoline, new line. This is certainly more positive than the other ones, but it's still not that good. Notice that it's done a nice rally back up to the top end of the channel in the monthly charts, and the indicators are still negative and the volume is still horrible. So don't be too excited to take this. You might look down towards 1.6523, full stop new line. That might be the area to think about with a stop loss below 1.58, full stop new line on a bigger scale. The interesting thing about this section is it is more positive because the volume is falling on price fall, so at least it's probably not going to make new lows, unlike the other ones, full stop new line. ZC, corn, new line. We can see that corn is probably into some support by the fact that it ran away from 375 and there's been some old closes around there. So you might want to have a go at corn with a stop maybe below 3.65. Your hope would be towards 410 or 4.10. Soybean meal, soybean oil. I keep saying to stay away from this, and the only thing I would get inspired by is if it closed above 30.70. And then you buy it with a stop loss below 30. Otherwise, I think leave it alone for a while. Full stop new line. Volume is interesting for a reversal, so let's go for a PHG trade on a break above 30.72 with a stop loss below 30. And it's in the December contract that we're trading, and we're going to buy, break above 30.72, stop below 30, and where is our dream target? Dream target 31.63, of course, and $32.23. It was 31.60. Potential. Soy meal is also on the bull horns warnings. It's getting some sell signals. ZM soy meal. This may rally up to 336. But generally, I have a feeling it's going to head down a bit. Full stop me line. You can actually see the effect of back adjustment on the charts now. Look at this. I changed the adjustment to be normal contracts. And this is clearly a different picture. Full stop me line. It's still going down, and the area to worry about is if it breaks 300. Full stop me line. ZS soybeans, new line. This is interesting because it is down the bottom end of the range that it's been tracing out for some 8 months. Full stop me line. Now, what I would think is that if you're going to have a go, you need to have a tightish stop on a close below $9.30 on a weekly basis, $9.30. Full stop me line. And I think the best way to buy it would be on a break above 9.52 with a stop loss below 9.3, hoping for 9.88. Full stop me line. ZW, wheat, new line. Just to remind you, these are for bull horns warning short term, and some of these marry up with the longer term stuff. In the short term, wheat is back around the base area, so a break back up above $5.20 would lead to a rally back up to $5.55, and you could buy this with a stop loss below last night's low at $4.92. Full stop me line. The trader's time frame, it's got a little bit of slowing down and its momentum to the downside, and the break above $5.05 would be a buy with a stop loss below $4.90, hoping for $5.21, full stop, new line. We have been long on gold, which we got filled on the to 1082. We got filled on Thursday, so we got filled on the 30th of July in PHG trade. If you wanted to add, you could add more above, add above 1102. Haven't heard much about gold in the news. Now, if that gets filled, we're currently working a stop at 1060. We can raise that up to 1075. And we're a bit hesitant, of course, because this is normal. We are now long GC gold on a PHG trade at $10, sorry, at 1,082. And the stop loss is now at 175, sorry, 1,075. Now, Mark's saying gold was very low volume on Friday. That's this bar, I think. And maybe they're reporting gold real time these days. So that's of interest. That was interesting retest. Not sure what to make of it, but let's we'll still stick with our PHG trade and just raise the stops. See. What else have we got in the box? We were looking to buy oats, ZO. Looking to buy a break above 2.5 or dips to 2.2. We never got filled on the 2.2, which is quite tragic, really, because oats is looking good. So how do we get in on this? We'll buy a break above 2.42 or dips to 2.33. Stop loss in any case will be below 2.25. Potential PHG trade. We're going for bean oil. We've also gone along rough rice. And rough rice is here. And rough rice is doing nice. Our stop now can be raised to 11.02, up from 1087, and that brings it virtually to break even, and that's good. Wheat, let's not worry too much about overloading the grains. Copper, we did have an entry on a stop loss on a close above 2.457. Obviously that hasn't happened. Silver, we have a buy on a break above, that's not the right silver. To buy on a break above 1503, and that never happened. So we're stuck on that one. Let's go for coffee, and I'm just going to run through quickly because it's been all these. Go through every commodity. If there's one specifically you want me to, oh, thanks, Mark. One by one, nice, Mark. That's you keeping that on your hand charts, or that's spectacular. Okay, so we see here on coffee, we've gone to go long on a break above 125.5, which we did on Friday night. Now volume is okay. I think we got the JO ETF as well. So we did that on the, what was Friday? Was that the 30th? 31st of August, 15. Entered. The stop is at 118. I'm happy to raise that to 120 now, just because it's got up the top of the triangle. And target is still there at 144, 160.7. Now we probably feel a little bit silly getting in after this particular rally, and they may try and test our metal over the next day or so. Stop is below 120. Okay, orange juice, we're looking to buy a break up above the fabulous and lovely level of 125.1, and we haven't been entered, so we're still waiting for that. Let's look for sugar. So if you've got a commodity you want me to cover, please put in. Sugar's still in a little bit of pain, not that interesting. Was there anything? The ones I wanted to have a look at was the bonds. Just have a squeeze again. Again here, no reason to go short these little puppies just yet. Let's look at the Australian 10-year bonds, which is on a different system. And yeah, a retest up here, so 97.40. So the banks that raised their fixed interest rates did that at the wrong time, because the fixed interest rate stuff are going to get a bit cheaper for them. So how's that work? They'll hurt their customers. I don't think I've got any other trades particularly on there. Okay, do we have any other questions? Anything that you found of interest? What commodities? What we didn't really look at natty gas. Let's have a quick look at natty gas. And natty gas is doing nothing, taking us nowhere. Okay, Mark, iron ore, good, thank you. Thank you, good reminder. Iron ore, new line. Chinese iron ore. $47.38 to $47.16 is the target zone if it can keep going. It does have a little bit more perkiness than we have seen, and we do notice, with the benefit of hindsight, that this was an ABC to the downside. This was also an ABC up to the upside, so we've seen 3 sets. If we see a further push up to 47.38 and then a failure, we'll say, okay, well, this was just a 3 set. But at the moment, we have to consider it might go a little bit higher. Full stop, new line. New line. Uranium, new line. Tragically, we're not seeing uranium do what it should, or what people hoped. $34.90 next target, full stop, new line. Baltic Dry Index, new line. The dip was shallow, a new high was had, and the trend up continues, full stop, new line. It is getting close to the big target area of 1207. So think about it there. 1270, also important, full stop, new line. Trending now up on the weekly charts as well as the daily charts.